You're listening to Miscast Commentary.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I'm Joe Findlay.
I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
And we come to you today with talk about stuff and all those things.
Flimity
and
flam,
other stuff.
man.
You know, the flimity flam, man. I don't think that any of that has anything to do with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Flim and Flam.
Well,
Used to be a restaurant I worked at. It was in Harlem.
nice. Little Harlem, Toronto's Harlem.
Yeah. It should be. It's like one place.
Yeah.
It's half a restaurant.
It's a
The
soul.
other half is a Subway.
It's a soul food. It's a soul food restaurant
Yeah.
in Little Korea.
Yeah, it's the only place that's cheap.
Yeah,
place-
you get it.
Yeah.
There's no place
The
that's
movement,
cheap.
the movement has exactly. You
get
fuck that right.
People in the big cities, they get it.
Not even the crack is cheap.
No, absolutely
And
not.
you know how I like my crack.
I love my crack. How you doing?
Good.
All right.
Sorry, I think I have a Sinol thing.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Here, let's
Everything
have a
else is
look.
doing great.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Turns out I'm not a doctor after all.
Let me see those tonsils. Open those cheeks. No.
If I can't cup your balls, I can't make a proper diagnosis.
He's like, your sinuses are bothering you. Okay, put your balls in my hand. Oh, yeah, there's sinus problems. All right.
I got some thinking to do. All right, so stuff to talk about.
Sure there is.
Just reading through in no particular order. Well, the order that I wrote them down in, but no particular order of importance. I had read Bradley Cooper is bringing to Netflix his Leonard Bernstein movie. He's going to direct and star in it, playing Leonard Bernstein, the famous composer, author, and what have you.
He's going for the Oscar, eh?
He's going for the
Oh, here we go.
He's going for the Netflix Oscar, and here's the backup that proves it. It will be produced by his producing partner, Todd Phillips, because Bradley Cooper, if you did not know, produced Joker.
I did know that as I watched it yesterday and saw his name.
Actually, I do want to talk to you about, because you've been watching all the Oscar movies.
I'm getting
so I
there.
want to hear about that.
Eventually, we'll have a whole... When is the Oscars?
February.
Ooh, February early?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I gotta get on this.
Yeah, get on that, because you're going to be the Oscar guy, and I'm going to have you make the call.
I'll make the call.
But anyways,
I'll call you.
So Todd Phillips is co-producing with him, as is Martin Scorsese, as is Steven Spielberg.
Oh, my God.
Like, they are putting the names on this one
Just to produce it.
So
But they need all those guys?
I don't-
They don't have one of the guys doesn't have enough cash?
I don't really understand. Well, I think it's going to be an Amblin Entertainment movie. So I don't really really the
like
only
a big
person
budget kind of a thing, or
I don't know. Like this
and
is
digitally de-age him,
yeah.
and at the same time digitally age him.
Yeah. They're just going to find a picture of Leonard Bernstein in a book, then they're just going to put the balls all over his
Yep.
face and just so it's going to be more
I put
like
my balls all over Bradley Cooper's face,
but it's going to be more like an Instagram filter where it's just like maps the face, so it's
I think it should look like when South Park has like Mel Gibson on there. It's just like a picture literally of his face and they just move the jaw around.
I think we should go back there. That's getting raw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah,
Like
this
a raw.
but you made the point that I was going to make is this is like it's the clear.
Oh, he's going for it.
Yeah. I feel like what's happening right now a little bit
Because he probably feels like he was robbed from
Yeah.
A Star is Born.
yeah, but I also feel like now like we're almost starting to get into divisions in the Oscars. It's
about
like
time.
it's like yeah. No, but like you have the thing where it's like it's going to be the Netflix movie versus the Amazon movie versus the theater movie. It's like
Right.
it's almost that actually wouldn't be a terrible idea. Like imagine having like best streaming movie, best like theatrical release movie, and then the winners or like the top couple from each one all go up against each other for best picture.
And the winner will be like some kid's TikTok movie.
Yeah. Well, what I would
That will be the winner.
and I would like that in actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I would love that in every category. Like, think about like the Westminster Dog Show. You don't see all the dogs. You see all the ones that have already won major dog shows
Right.
everywhere
The
else.
brackets all worked up and then
So what you do is you make a deal with all of the you have to do this with all the unions and stuff because it's like the Academy is built up of like all those people anyways, right?
Now Spike Lee's a member.
Yeah, there you go. But like, so you can have like, you have the SAG Awards and then all of those people, and then like you have different categories, and then all those people make up the best actor category at the Oscar. So it'd be like best actor in a comedy, best actor in a drama, best.
That's
like,
what sucks with the Oscars. They don't do comedy or.
I know.
But I mean, how many comedy movies came out? What fucking
Well,
movie
you
was
know,
even...
it's the one. My only defense of it, and it's not so much a defense as a thought, is that comedy is so subjective.
Yeah.
That,
so is everything, though.
Yeah, but I think that, like, as far as...
You think it's easier to judge a drama movie
I think it's easier
versus comedies?
I think so. And I think that you're also, from a filmmaking standpoint, the dramas are where the bulk of the art of filmmaking goes to. Not that it couldn't for a comedy, but
all at the end of the year.
But they don't... Like, a comedy is focused on the jokes, not the lighting. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they like the picture, but it's not like it's not like when you watch
they're
like
worried
the
about
Thin
like
Red
the
Line or
shot.
something. Yeah, exactly. Like it's the full composition usually surrounds something in a drama less so than a comedy. Not to say that they can't do it. It's just that their focus
we're gonna
is
get like
in a different
comedy
spot.
movie lighting text color. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing.
Call him.
Call the number.
Yeah.
And tell him whatever son of a bitch he is.
Yeah. Call the number.
I call his actual number and tell him he's a son of a bitch.
Constantly. Literally the last text I received from Todd today was no, fuck off. That was the exact one. But I think
He asked me how my life was going.
yes, and the answer was no, fuck off.
That's right.
So
there it is.
So this is the last episode of this, I guess. So that one's that.
Wait. Now you're talking about that. That's going to be a Netflix.
That's going to be a Netflix.
I read that
one,
Netflix is going to spend $17 billion. I can't breathe out of my nose.
Yeah. Give him a minute.
17 billion on new content. That's absurd.
Yeah, that is an awful lot.
17 billion.
And the thing is, they have not been able to explain how that is translating into money coming in.
Doesn't bother me.
No, I know, but that's the thing. And it's like, because they're like, look at how much money how much our company's worth. The thing is, they can say their company's worth that much money because they own those assets, which means those assets have value, and each of those add towards the company. But the problem is, when you spend that was even when they got The Irishman, I'm like, they spent that much money. Is there any chance they made that much money back in new subscribers?
Well, they probably have so many subscribers that it's just like, whatever, just keep the ball rolling.
But that's the thing. Like, I can see just making content, but to spend that much money making content, you need to justify bringing in new people to watch it.
We should talk to Netflix.
Yeah. They don't like to
How do we
explain
get
their shit.
They don't have to.
All right.
Just keep bringing it to me.
Yeah.
Stop. Don't fucking raise the price on me this year, you sons of bitches.
Oh, they'll do it.
Just because you, like, what am I, eventually be paying like $100 fucking a month.
Yeah. Oh, no, eventually, yeah. They'll be the first. I have a feeling they'll be the first ones to make the big mistake on price, because right now everybody else is like, no, we're not fucking around with the prices.
What is it right now here? $11 or something?
I'm paying like 16 for 4 screens.
Whew, that's a lot of screens.
Yeah. Well, I have to because I get the kids.
Yeah. Forget that, man.
Well, I just do my best, but but yeah. So we take you from Netflix, and then we head over to the world of Disney for a moment. Patrick Stewart apparently was having a meeting with Kevin Feige, talking X-Men and stuff like that, and I guess they were talking about Professor X and all this. Patrick Stewart has said, though, that he has no intentions of returning as Professor X. So I don't know if they were talking to him.
He'll be Magneto.
I don't know if they were talking to him about something else, or if they were talking to him.
I believe he's too old to be setting up for, we're going to do 7 movies in a row.
Well, and the thing, too, is if you're now going to set this up as a new part of the universe, you basically have to wipe the slate clean with everything that was before. Like,
I agree.
But actually, I had a really interesting...
Curtis Booger Armstrong should be Wolverine.
I was just going to say Wolverine when you said that, too. That's fantastic.
Of course, right?
But
let's start the petition right now.
Yes, Curtis Booger Armstrong Wolverine.
See how nice of a ring that has when we're protesting it outside of whatever studio.
I will get Rammstein recording this within a fortnight.
They'll be on board.
Yeah.
They're into that shit. I know it.
Oh, yeah. They're into that shit.
We'll just write the song, perform it, say we're Rammstein. They'll be so into the cause, they will not sue us.
Yeah.
they'll give us their blessing.
Yeah. We just do the opposite, the Steen or Stein pronunciation, and then only one M, and it's all
Done.
kosher.
Yep.
Do they use the Anarchy A as their A, or can we do that?
No, I think we can.
Okay,
I don't think they do.
Anarchy.
They probably thought of it, and the marketing person was like, "No fucking way." We're like, "Let's do it." How many A's in Rammstein?
And then we're gonna make it even weirder. We're gonna be Mexican. Hola, we're Rammstein, and we're not gonna use Mexican accents because that's racist
at all. Exactly.
And we don't fuck around like that.
Damn right.
But yeah, so like, I was trying to think of like, how do you introduce the mutants into, because you don't want to.
Well, they're probably morph them into the new Avengers movie.
Well, here's my.
You do it just like the first episode of the cartoon, man. Somebody's joining the team.
Yeah, no, but here's what I'm saying is when you want it to be a part of the MCU, like you can't, like you have two choices. Mutation has to have been established, or we're establishing mutation for the first time. My thinking is that they need to kind of explain something in the MCU at some point. Hello.
I didn't do that.
That was me. And
I was like, don't beat me. Oh, God.
that's like, hey, guys, remember how they made the laser sounds in Star Wars? They struck that thing across that cable. It's the same thing.
Pew, pew.
This is just picture.
Oh, my God. It sounds like a bad, homeless man, symphony.
That's what happens if
And you're the only one that showed up.
My friend Stopka was here. He was gonna play the cans.
Tom Waits was gonna show up, but he's too fucking wasted.
But anyways, my thinking on this is they need to say somewhere along the line. I would even say kind of early on.
They were always there. They just never knew.
That's what I was saying is like they need to say that some event caused this to happen. They've been kind of sitting in silence because everybody's terrified of everything, right? And that's how, and it's the only way you got to do it. You have to announce that it's already kind of been happening. Like the school has already happened. Essentially, because it's operating in secret,
an introduction to all the
or just the concept.
Unless they go way back, because then at the time, because you want to have they already ruined it where we can't have Captain America and Iron Man be teaming up or meeting them or anything like this. You could do it when the Civil War went down. They got super fucking scared. Maybe they were just about to come out and be like, "Hey, we're mutants. We're out there. There's lots of us." But when Civil War started happening and the guys, all that shit, they just went into hiding.
Yeah. It's either that or I had the thought that some event very early in the MCU caused a mutation. It could even be just the existence of the any of the Infinity Stones on the planet.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one that Loki always had.
Yeah, it could be
Tesseract or something.
Like it could be either the Tesseract or it could be the Time Stone was there too. So one of those two things causes
mutations.
Causes mutations.
DNA mutations.
Now people are coming into their powers and realizing this stuff right around the time. Some people have known it and had it and stuff. Like you'll have older Professor X and you'll have all these people. But then as it's becoming more prevalent, they're starting to realize that's around the time when you realize that the Hulk and all these people are feared just as much as they're revered and stuff. So they elect to remain private and secret and all that. And then and then you find out maybe even they made a deal with the government or something like that. That's kind of keeping it all under wraps. And then that comes out as maybe even part of the treaty that they signed.
Right.
Right.
I was thinking that the Sentinels could attack.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the X-Men show up.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the hell just happened?
Well, I feel like the Sentinels are essentially built to kill mutants, so I don't think that
not
they could
mutants at first. First, they're security guards at malls.
There you go. Oh my God, it's shopping mall.
Exactly.
Have a nice day. Wolverine goes, "You have a nice day, bub."
That's all they do.
That, by the way,
add everything to.
That's why I'm losing weight. By the way, I expect to be cast as Wolverine. Hey, bub. Hey there, bub.
That's why I'm gaining weight because he's not anymore.
So
balance the universe out.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll stay with kind of the Disney of it all right now. There was a lot of news about there's this book, an art book coming out that was it's like the art of Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker and stuff like that. A lot of what's the word? concept drawings and stuff like that, right? And everybody was like, "Oh, this is from Colin Trevorrow," because it's things that weren't in
Colin Trevorrow.
Trevorrow. They were saying that, "Oh, these are the things from the Colin Trevorrow version," and now all of a sudden, basically, the Snyder cut of it all is happening again. And they're like, "Oh, we want to see what Colin Trevorrow's version was going to be. It was going to be so much better."
Oh yeah, we were talking about this because But I read a whole thing about it.
But now Colin Trevorrow came out and said, "No, none of the art in that is from his version. It's all It's all concept art from J.J. Abrams."
Oh, they were never going to win.
I know.
Oh my God! You know what? When we were talking about that I read an article on like in Forbes, saying how the Rise of Skywalker was a massive, massive flop because after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It fell off of so many screens and so many this and that. And I was like, the movie's made over $1 billion.
Yeah.
How in any...
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to go... You could describe anything backwards or to make it seem negative.
Well, and here's the problem.
You know what I mean? Okay, so wait a second. You know, Avengers Endgame wasn't in, like, Upper West Asian theaters. Oh, yeah, exactly. Right. You know, or whatever you.
So we've seen the end of Marvel, then, right?
Exactly.
Wow. But that thing always happens. And that's the problem. And that's the thing they don't seem to think about is Star Wars opens up in 2 to 4 screens per theater. You know what's going to happen by week 4?
Everybody saw it.
Well, no, not just that. Nobody can afford to keep 2 to 4 screens for one movie. You do that for a weekend or two to get your the big rush of people, and then there's not a rush of people.
Opening weekend numbers.
Yeah. Well, because you expect
but they were saying that there was like weeks and weeks and weeks of the other ones being still at the top. And it's like, you know what I think? If your movie goes past $1 billion, regardless of when it was, like you're good to go.
Yeah.
2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, whatever. Like who gives a fuck? Like who
yeah.
There's literally just no winning.
Yeah.
It's like being in a relationship with a woman.
Yeah. Well, and then here's the thing, too. And then I read the thing today. They're like, Rise of Skywalker, Rotten Tomatoes, lowest rating of any Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Even lower than the Christmas special.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem, too. You know what happened with the last one? And they actually proved that this was true, too. That people were friggin' going on Marvel and Star Wars movies and purposefully giving them shitty reviews on those
bombs.
things. Like, so those have lost their credibility. Trust.
Anytime I read... Like if you go to, I love when it's the blatant and it's like, I never trust that the company's not putting these things on there, but you'll see like, these are the worst wings I've ever eaten, worst wing. And then don't listen to them. These are the best wings you'll ever, you know what I mean? You're like, that's somebody that works there.
It's
so you're going to do it for yourself.
Yeah. But it's so fucking frustrating with these things. And you know what?
Form your own opinion.
And Rise of Skywalker, not a perfect movie. It's a good movie. I really enjoy the movie. Are there problems with it? Sure. Are there problems with all of them? Sure. If you...
Is your first major issue with the film that Curtis Booger Armstrong is not in it at all?
As Wolverine. It was supposed to be the first crossover. And he was a Jedi back then, so it goes...
That's exactly what I was thinking, too. That's hilarious that he had like a lightsaber friggin'...
That'll get Hugh Jackman back into the saddle, baby. I guarantee it.
Like, how would it even go back inside of him? Adamantium.
Yeah, it's just fuck it. Don't worry about it.
Do you think a lightsaber could cut through adamantium?
Yeah.
I think so too.
But okay, we've solved that.
I think so.
But like, that's just my thing though, is just view it for yourself. Not a single Star Wars movie is a perfect movie. If you go back, like if you were to watch every single one of them fresh today, like say you'd never seen a Star Wars movie as a kid or whatever, and you watched them all as an adult, you probably wouldn't like Star Wars. It's the fact that you liked them as a kid that got you hooked in the first place. But like the first ones, there's tons of problems with it. There's tons of like, well, why does this work? And why is this? And
I have the brain of a child, so I will love it whenever I deem necessary.
Yeah. And a lot of the things have everything to do with the fact that they weren't thinking about it then either. They think that like, oh, there was some grand scheme with George Lucas and blah, blah, blah. He didn't know he was making... Leia was not supposed to be Luke's sister. That was an accident.
Just essentially. Like their love child.
Yeah. So it's like they were leaving it open,
baby.
But they were leaving it open. And in the original like story and script and stuff, there was another sister. It wasn't Leia. God. It was a character we had never seen before, and he was going to go off and find her.
Captain Phasma.
Yeah, Phasma, baby. That'd be amazing. But
that's a huge bit.
but like that's what I'm saying is you can't. act like, oh, well, this thing was perfect and everything else. No, it wasn't. It was never perfect. And the only thing you can do is decide whether or not it entertained you, number one, and then just decide what you liked and didn't like about it.
I don't dig the whole, like, when people, I don't know, we always talk about it, but it's just the same thing where it's like, there's too much shit online.
Yeah.
There's no accountability, and everybody is reading.
Yeah.
You know, it's like all the Trump fans who just believe whatever. It's like these people go read something about another movie and be like, oh, I need to, like, this, they should have done that guy's movie, but even though they didn't. But they never will.
Yeah.
So,
but the thing is, it's people like Cinema Blend and Screen Rant and all these people who are feeding that. It's just like, oh, it was the whole, actually, it's basically like the whole media system that led to Trump being president. It's like, how did he get so much attention? Because no friggin' news company could take their eyes off of him for 1 second. It's like, oh, he's on a plane right now. Oh, there he is. Oh, he came off. What did he just say? Oh, and then sure enough, yeah, everybody fucking votes for him.
Yeah. Fucking world. This whole fucking world, man. There's no winning. I think Disney should just keep going, though. I want them to go in a new direction, to have 3 brand new tales that take place out there. There's probably so many characters.
Well, Ryan Johnson is developing his thing still, but I'm so glad you say that, because Taika Waititi is also in talks to develop a new Star Wars movie.
Yep.
He's a new hope, baby.
He's a new hope. I like that.
But it's nice because, again, assuming that his
because he did Love and Thunder there or whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's got... Yeah, well, he's got
the name of that one?
Well, he did
Ragnarok.
And he's doing Love and Thunder. And so he's got... Yeah,
they love him now.
He's got some Disney juice, and he's got... Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. There's no word on what story... Like, if he's going to tell a story based on something we already know, or if he's going to tell something...
Maybe he'll direct one of the movies in Ryan Johnson's... trilogy.
Maybe he's doing just a completely separate story. Maybe he's doing something funny. Maybe he's doing something...
I think he's probably doing a movie based on Baby Yoda.
Oh, Baby Yoda. I love you. Love you.
I still got to see that Mandalorian.
I'm so bummed that you haven't yet, because I'm so, like, there's so many things I want to talk about on the show that we can't talk about. Now it's like kind of too late anyways, but...
It's over.
It's over. Fuck it. But...
once you watch the episode, it cancels it.
Yeah.
So you can't show your family and friends anything or rewatch it.
Yeah, and it's coming. Well, no, I'm just talking about as far as like talking about it on here. It's just like it gets to a point. It's like, yeah, we've all talked about this already.
Yeah, it's over.
You got it.
I don't have that Disney Plus, man.
Sorry, man.
I gotta wait until because Netflix is gonna raise the price. So
yeah, well, just come hang out with me and we'll get it.
We'll have to go through. What are they? Half an hour? 20 minutes? 22? 27?
They vary. It's like,
I like that.
It's just that kind of, I'll tell the story I need to tell in the amount of time I need to tell it. And that's
somewhere in the half
episode.
An hour to 40 minutes.
I think the smallest one is like 36 or something. I don't even remember. I think they're even shorter than that. I don't remember. I really don't. It's just, they're fun watches, man. They're so fun. And then it's just that Baby Yoda just kind of became a part of it too.
It's not Yoda though.
No, it's
just
not.
It's
because this
what
all
is
takes
his
place,
race?
It's never been named.
It's never been said.
It's never been named.
The Yodites?
He's only the third of his kind that we've ever seen. And I don't know if you remember, we'll actually see it when we do the episode 1. You see for just a moment, you see on the Jedi Council, Yaddle.
Yaddle?
The female.
Oh, yeah, and then there's a couple ETs in there, too.
Yeah, well, that's in the Senate.
Alf's over to the left.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just him.
He's just got a cat hanging out of his mouth. So that's that. We can jump over to AMC for a minute. They announced we're a few months away from that third Walking Dead TV show.
Holy Lord, like the Walking Dead network.
So, well, what I find interesting about this, actually, they've just basically found a way to just keep The Walking Dead on all year long. So once one stops, another one starts up kind of thing. But what I find really interesting about this, they've already announced the final day. So it is going to be a 2-season show. That's it.
That's it.
They have a complete story. But the whole story, it's kind of interesting because it surrounds the telling of a story of the first generation to grow up completely in the apocalypse. Everybody, all the kids you see and all that, they're like high school age and stuff, and that's kind of who we're following is high school, kind of college age-ish looking people, and they all were born into the zombie world. Like they don't know the previous world, and so that's kind of where they go. And I guess they've got a full
Like
story.
in The Last of Us.
Yeah, Todd, you're gonna have to stop playing with the shit on the desk. Thank you very much. I can see. I'm seeing you like fidget with your hand, and you're like, "Oh, I'm done fidgeting with my hand. We're gonna go over here now."
Be strapped down. Tie me up, tie me down.
Just occurred to me because you took off your sweater, but your shirt matches your sweater exactly.
That's damn right. So is my underwear. Check this out.
Yeah, he's wearing a onesie.
Not even wearing pants. It's paint.
We'll talk about the Matrix sequel.
Oh yes, Hugo Weaving is out.
He is out.
That's
he
the
had
one thing I actually read.
He had a conflict apparently. Apparently they had made it work originally, and then they had to change it.
They're both girls now.
They are both girls now, yes. Or one might argue they were always girls in the form of men.
That's right.
Hashtag woke.
Is that the thing?
Yeah. But
winner.
Hello.
If you're woke, you're a winner.
Anyway, so those two dirty trannies were. I'm kidding. But no, so yeah, I
still think one of them was the actual tranny, and the other guy was just like, well, no, what? How come it's only one of them doing it? It's not the both of them.
I think it's just Lana.
It's just Lana.
I don't know exactly what went on there. Maybe
your vagina looks nicer than mine. They probably fight about it all the time.
Well,
I'm not directing movies with you anymore.
Well, here's the thing. Vaginas can look like a nightmare. So if you're getting one sculpted for yourself and you have fucking Matrix money behind you, you should be like...
Oh, yes.
It should look like the entrance to like the friggin' to the Ritz. There's like a doorman down there. Like...
He takes care of you real well.
Beastly sorry she cock-blocked you for so long. Welcome. But...
So I'm just picture her vagina looking exactly like the doorway and like the
The point is we're learning about transgenderism one step at a time.
Thankfully, my penis is a rectangle. It's gonna work out really well.
My penis every 7 years changes to one of the different shapes that fits inside that old kid's toy. Where it looks like the triangle, the star.
Because like right when I thought like square and a square peg and round hole, you know, and the star, and then it's a block, and then it's a circle.
I feel like that's going to be the next step in evolution.
Half moon.
Yeah, to make like the best babies, we start developing penises and vaginas that only specifically fit each other.
Oh,
so then you get dating sites for just those, and it
doesn't fit.
Yeah,
it fits perfectly. Thanks, lock match.
And like, a lot of, and you can tell so many great love stories, a lot of rom-coms about people with mismatched junk. It's gonna be.
We're just trying to make it work, even though, you know.
It's every single one of them is going to be called Bumpin' Uglies.
Well, wait, so
because they're actually physically bumping.
If you're, like, is there only one other person that'll fit into it, or could there be like a series of people?
Oh, I'm going to say with 7 billion people in the world, you'll probably match up with more than one.
Oh God, I would hope so. Dear Lord,
you imagine?
What a ripoff.
Or even worse, you find out, you're like, oh my God. My match is a 4-year-old Indonesian girl. It's like, I got some waiting to do.
How would you ever know?
And then you're
unless it told you everybody was like microchipped and they would tell you.
And then you have real jerks, like you got like big like bros going, hey, watch what you're eating there, little girl. I want you fit when you're ready to rock.
When you're ready to rock. Nobody's offended either that your junk only fits a 4-year-old girl.
Well,
right, like,
well, I mean, they're just gonna say that's part of God's plan. That would be proof. That would be proof of a God.
Of God's, just part of God's plan.
Mm-hmm. You're just waiting and waiting, and you're using a socket wrench to jerk off.
You can hear the theme from like the Andy Griffith. You just wait and wait.
And then by the time she's of age, you've got ED.
You're the only person that cares at any of her events. You're like, yeah. Whoa, that was the best spelling bee, yeah.
Then she dies in a typhoon. Oh, no. Good news, buddy. Another one was just born.
It's too late already. He's got the heart AD.
Just kill me now.
Weird. Yeah, sounds like a terrible life for anybody. That could be a Netflix show.
Yeah,
dystopian future where genitals don't match.
That's at least a 2-part episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, exactly. You ever watch Black Mirror?
I've seen some episodes. The first episode I ever saw, I just saw as somebody else was watching it. They're like, "Yeah, come check this out." And basically, the idea was that it was like the prime minister's daughter was kidnapped or something like that, or it was like the princess or something big like that. They were kidnapped, and the only way for the person to be released was if the prime minister on live television for everybody to see fucked a pig. And so, like, the whole story is like, you're not going to do this.
And
you're
the
not
pig has to consent.
Yeah.
Like,
don't
whoa,
worry.
they all do.
You just, she happened to be like facing the other way and just turned back and went, "You all right, Governor?" Like, it was fine. But it was voiced by Roseanne for some reason.
British Roseanne.
Yeah. Yes, British Roseanne.
Yeah.
There's got to be a British Roseanne.
You goddamn right there is.
All right. Is that Rebel Wilson?
Yes.
Yeah. She's Australian. But they, that actually,
Adele.
that's funny in and of itself, although she's losing weight, but you can still voice a pig. It's irrelevant.
Exactly.
But I digress. So
Anyway.
anyways, he ends up having sex with the pig, but it's literally a thing where it's like, it has to be on every TV, on every channel. Like, it's like that thing. And everybody's like watching in the bars, and he's taking a Viagra prior to going in, and he's like crying while he's having sex with it, only to find out that the person who was kidnapped was released before he started. And then, like, awesome. It's his like wife unable to look at him. You know what? Here's my opinion. That wife is a bitch.
His wife unable to look at him eat pork
because he was doing it to save a person's life.
I fucked pigs for less than that.
Like, realistically, he should be everybody's hero. Yeah, you're gonna get made fun of, but he should be everybody's hero. He's like, he did this, and he's like, oh, he got really screwed over. Like, you feel bad for that.
How could you get hard for a pig, man?
Yeah.
There is specifically livestock, like if I was going to say livestock vagina, livestock Viagra. Yeah. It's a whole different line. It's for banging livestock.
Well, I don't think it, like, Viagra's Viagra. I don't think it really matters.
It does.
It's gonna make the chub come anyway.
The chub.
Welcome, chub.
It's a special center in your brain.
The same.
That has to get you hard for livestock. Yeah. Okay. It's a separate pill. Mm-hmm. It's a whole thing.
Lana Wachowski's vagina doorman is like, oh, you're going to fuck a pig, are you? Here you go. Be sure to wash before you return here. Thank you.
It's brand new vagina. We don't have to wreck it up.
No. I don't know why that tickled me so, but it really did. And then our last story today, in an interview, I guess Quentin Tarantino had been talking about retirement.
Oh, come on.
He said he is committed to doing one final movie and then being done.
That's ridiculous. Direct other people's movies.
No, but I don't. I think the point.
Write his own movies.
Well, but he's not saying he's done writing movies. He's done making movies.
Right, altogether.
So then why direct other people's movies? No,
he's too young to be quitting. Oh, he'll be back.
I don't know. I think that he has kind of a kind of record with his movies that is pretty hard to match up to. Like, he, of all directors, has probably been a little less prolific than everybody else because he really takes the time on his movies, and they always come out to be quite popular.
I really like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
But aside from that, like, I'm just saying that I think he's able to end on a really high note because of that, much like had Tom Brady actually retired last year.
So he wants to go out on a high note rather than continue to make. Well, I think that he can continue to make films. Mm-hmm. Man. They're still rocking.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of support it. You know what? He's just like,
but it's obviously his own call.
Yeah.
If he feels to himself he's starting to lose the mojo a little bit in that,
yes,
I'll bet you he'll pull the Larry David.
Yeah.
He'll go away for a little while. He's going to get an idea. He'll probably get another idea, and then he'll be boom. He'll come up with like 3 movies again.
Yeah. You know what? I love Larry David so goddamn much as far as what he's done with HBO. He's just like, when I'm ready to come back, I'll come back. And he's like, how many years are you going to take? I don't know, 4 or 5, whatever. We'll see. You'll accept
however long it takes.
You'll accept me when I'm done.
Of course, we will always accept that beautiful man. He's a Sleep fan.
Is he?
Of the band Sleep. There's a picture of him out like wandering around with a sleep shirt. And I was like, oh my God. That made Larry David even more the fucking man.
He is more the man now. All right. I'm sorry that I'm tinkering here with my thing, but I want to announce our next movie.
Oh, yes. This is a humdinger too, let me tell you.
It is something else. See, even when the wrong thing comes up, even when I don't want that yet.
The movie stars Fred Savage.
Yeah.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Yes.
And Monsters Under Your Bed.
Yes. If you have seen the 2019 version of Little Monsters, I want you to go back 30 years to the 1989
Before
version
we
of
were
Little
even
Monsters.
born.
If time doesn't work linearly, yes, that is.
It doesn't.
Thank God. I'm 8. So now that whole thing with me and the other girl wasn't so creepy.
It's totally not at all.
Book me a plane to Indonesia.
You already had one.
Yeah. Well, no,
You're trying to get
Thailand.
Oh, that's right.
Like,
we'll swing by.
No, what I did
Indonesia.
was it was like, oh, I have a stopover in Thailand, but I'm never making it to Indonesia. I was going to stop in Thailand. That was going to be the end of
You
that.
made sure. I'm going to Florida with a stopover in Thailand.
Yeah, I got an in with Jared Fogel's guy.
I was thinking about that dude today. I was thinking like it was like he probably lost even more weight not on the Subway diet.
Oh,
just
yeah.
like the prison. I'm terrified.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
running
'cause
away.
They're gonna fucking kill me diet.
Yeah, running away from unwanted penis all day is going to really.
Just like his victims.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I don't know if he molested anybody or not, but anyway,
But he wanted to.
I haven't heard anything about him in a while.
Well, he's in jail. You don't really.
But usually they talk. You'll see it on CNN, the anniversary of the Subway guy getting skinny
Yeah.
or whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever the fuck they talk about on there.
Here, move in a bit.
That's CNN.
But yes, we are doing the Howie Mandel. It's hard to go back to this when we were just talking about that. Like, what the fuck's wrong with? Although this is a very this is a very molesting
It does
movie.
actually work very well. That's a very good bridge.
All right, so we're gonna do the Howie Mandel Fred Savage joint known as Little Monsters. Let's take a listen.
There's nothing under your bed, and I want you to just go to sleep, okay?
There was a monster! There are no monsters. If you say there's no monster, then switch rooms with me.
Boo. Tonight is your lucky night. Imagine a world solely of kids. No teachers, no rules, no homework, no parents. Come on now! I'm a monster.
Then what do monsters do?
Good question. Come on, scare the hell out of her. It's our duty.
Come on, stop it!
We almost had him. He was becoming one of us.
Eric's gone. Have you seen him? Do you know where he went?
They have Eric. I know where Eric is, but I'm not leaving until I have him. If we're not up before the sun clears the horizon, we turn into monsters. Are you still in? I'm in.
Keep an eye out for monsters.
Let's blow him away, Brian!
No way out.
I want my brother!
You amaze me.
Exactly.
Take a walk on the wild side.
Yeah, that's it. That was basically the
Wow.
entire movie in one little go, too.
Wow, that was it. I love how he's like, come to a land where there's all kids. If he was being truthful, he would have said, come to a land made exclusively of old pallets. Where the ugliest midget children you've ever seen roam free.
My Lord. It is, it's one of those ones that we, every now and again, we like to do this for the show. We find a movie that we really enjoyed as kids, and then we're like, hey, did that hold up? Usually the answer ends up being no. And
This one is no exception.
This one is no exception, but watch along with us. It's
I would put this one up with Mario Brothers.
Yeah, as far as being a tough watch, I would actually agree with you on
My
that.
God.
I would
I
actually.
thought I was going to die.
You know what though? I actually think this was worse than Mario Brothers, and I'll tell you why. Is because Mario Brothers offered a lot of
Shit to talk about.
well, it was like, hey, look at this. Whereas this one was just, oh, more pallets. Oh my God, Howie Mandel. Oh God, and it's just like, and I found
Howie
myself.
Mandel on some kind of PCP drug, some kind of like he can't stop, like he's come down. He's like jittery and shaking.
He's like how you assume the wild and crazy guys would have been had they been like in a mental institution.
That's one of the movies they should have made totally right. Like a SNL skit turned movie.
Oh my God.
What the frig? They
Do
should
it
make
now.
one right now. Yeah.
That would be amazing. Like
It's their life now.
septuagenarians, Dan Aykroyd and Steve Martin.
They're both alive still.
They're still alive.
That's all you need.
Yeah, they're like the last two members of the original cast, other than Jane Curtin, and there's obviously
and
Lorraine
Bill
Newman,
Murray and Chevy Chase.
Bill Murray died. Bill Murray's dead. Chevy Chase is dead.
Oh my!
This is for the repeat people. This is accurate for the people.
Oh, this one is actually not airing for another 15 years.
Yeah, who knows?
We will put this one out on the end when they all die.
Yeah,
and we'll be like, "See, told you."
Yeah, we're soothsayers.
Yeah, we'll say we'll stamp this one. We'll mail this to ourselves.
Yeah,
which makes it legal tender.
I can give this to you, and you have to give me goods and or services.
Yep.
I don't know. We can't seem to get money from it to begin with. So mailing it to ourselves, that might be the way to go. I want to discuss now. Really, I'm going to give you the floor here to talk about the Oscar movies that you've seen this far.
I haven't seen them all.
No, I know you haven't seen them all, but like, give us like a status update.
Okay, here we go. Status Oscar movie watch day 5. Here we go. I've seen 1917. I'd give it an A++.
Yeah.
I gotta see them all. I'm really struggling right now because I really, really liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome. I don't know. I think that movie's more about like the flow and the feel as opposed to when the movie was done, I was like, what was that movie about?
Isn't that usually the case?
Yeah, well,
with the Tarantino movie?
I was just like, I really, really liked it. Then I've seen Joker.
Uh-huh.
And it was good.
Very good.
I'll give you my full rundown.
Yeah. We'll do when Todd's seen them all. We'll do a miscast TV where he just breaks them all down. It's going to be a Todd
breakdown
episode.
Dance. It'll be like the sequel to Breakin', only with it'll be like a mixture of like Marked for Death and Breakin', because all my dance moves end with like my elbow ripping around the other way or my kneecap flipping.
Mm-hmm. And a clearly white stuntman in blackface and dreadlock wig.
Exactly.
Hollywood.
When is okay? So what else do I have to watch? What else is up?
You
Ford versus Ferrari,
Parasite.
I have them both.
Irishman.
Legally.
You've seen.
Irishman I've seen. Marriage Story.
Yeah,
that's it, right?
I think so. How do you feel?
I also just finished watching the first season of His Dark Materials. It was fantastic.
Excellent.
I sound like a fucking record. This is the time of year where I'm like every movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, that was a good movie. And then I watch the next one. I'm like, oh, that was a good movie.
But isn't that like so nice to just be able to, I'm going to watch this movie and judge it based on its merits. I think that's something that those movies get that maybe hurts things like the Marvel movies, and that, I mean, they're never going to get their proper place out of the snobbery of things like the Academy Awards and stuff like that. Right. Anyways, they got a little token one, like just, okay, well, Black Panther was pretty cool, and people are mad at us for not including black people right now, so we'll give you this.
Right.
But how did you feel about, so you're now allowed for the main ones, you're allowed to have 10 nominations. Everybody thought that Adam Sandler should maybe get a nomination for
Uncut Gems. I have that movie too because I was assuming it was going to be up, right?
He did not get a nomination, but they only nominated 9 people.
Whoa.
They're like, we could nominate you, we choose not to.
Wow.
Like, what a fuck
you know when they say that's a snub, that does definitely feel like kind of a direct snub.
When people have been screaming about this movie, like, there's a difference to me. Yeah, there's a snub and you just didn't get nominated. And it's like, to say like, oh, this person was snubbed is like, why? Was it like expected to be the movie of the year?
Yeah,
or was
I read something that said that maybe his arrogance had cost him and I'm like, aren't they all just arrogant actor prick faces? Like, I know, so like, why they're like, this guy, he stars in too many fart movies. It's like when they talk about like Norbit, and they say like Norbit lost Eddie Murphy the Oscar for Dreamgirls. Yeah. Which doesn't even make sense. It's like, oh, that movie was amazing, and this performance was so bad that I can no longer think of this performance in the same way.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like, what?
I know. It's a lot to take in because like these guys, the Academy just infuriates me. And even as far as, because they're not having a host again this year. Why? Because they're afraid that that somebody's going to be dangerous.
It'll be like host bot.
Yeah.
With the voice of Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. Because Kevin Hart, who I hate to friggin' defend, told a joke basically saying he didn't want his kid to be gay. And really the basis of the joke was he doesn't know that. He doesn't know how to parent that.
Right.
He's like, I don't know what to do if he's gay. And whereas, like, I can tell him, I can give him advice.
Kevin Hart, you're supposed to love him. That's
right?
what you're supposed to do, you fucking monster, you homophobe, transphobe.
Woke. Hashtag woke. But, you know what I mean? Like, and then Jumanji comes out and everybody fucking forgets it anyways. But it's...
See this woke?
Yeah.
I will lick anything's genitals. That's what that means. That's woke culture, sex shit, baby.
And then once he's done that, you can hashtag me too.
I like that.
All right. So you have some work. That's your homework then, is to get through those goddamn movies.
Little Women's going to be the real.
Yeah.
Although my girlfriend's in it, my new girlfriend, so it's fine.
Here you go. Can you commit to... Yes.
Oh.
Kanye commit to finishing them by our next Coming Attractions episode?
Holy fuck.
It's 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, sure. You like tomorrow? I thought you right now.
It's 2 weeks.
The next one.
It's 2 weeks and 3 days.
I can do it.
All right, so that's where
I also have to see Bad Boys for Life in there somewhere.
Yes,
I've
also
been excited because I've fallen off and I've really gotten back on the whole like video games, movies, Netflix. Like I'm catching up, man.
I fell
way behind and I hoard out.
I want to commit this year to trying to find some time to go with you, just in some spare days and stuff like that, and just go like we'll see a movie and then like review it or
just bootleg it.
Just random.
We'll do it
shit.
Live.
Yeah.
Nothing's funnier than getting kicked out of a movie theater by like a 15-year-old.
You have to leave. Then Todd, stand up. Show him that you're big.
Yeah, like fucking.
Show him that you're big. Daddy's knees hurt.
Daddy's got his penis stuck through this popcorn bag. You get him.
Yeah. I'm not spilling popcorn and getting extra butter on my balls just so we can rough up a kid. Fuck. All right. I don't know. I think that does it for this week, right? We know what we're doing next week. We've heard some stuff. We've actually got some plans for a couple weeks from now. Whether or not we follow through on that, that's up to you guys. No, it's not up to you. You can tell us to do it all you want. We actually have to do it. He does.
I won't.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll text him every now and again, and he'll say like I'm 8 minutes into a Marriage Story, and then I started watching
porn.
Yeah, I'm now watching the second half of every How I Met Your Mother movie or episode, but not watching the half. Yeah, it's like
oh my god,
you hear the thing start the ba 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 ba, and then you just click the middle like randomly of the screen on Netflix.
That's how I like to live.
Yeah. I don't want the setup for the situation. Just put me in this situation.
Standing off to the side while one of them solves an issue with their parent or whatever.
Isn't this crazy? They all seem to have a bet with Barney about who he's going to date. Is that his mother? What's this movie?
I hated that show.
I didn't hate it. I thought if anything, that show was the best. Like, people didn't like the way the story ended, but it was the best beginning to end storytelling. Like, they would literally, like, in the first episode, they mentioned something. They're like, oh, we'll get to this in a bit. And then, like, season 2, episode 14, they get to it. They get to that. And you're like, oh, shit.
That's kind of neat.
It's like, from a continuity standpoint, it was cool because you could... Basically, every episode brought you somewhere that, like, hey, it's almost like this world is always connected. Not like if you were to watch an episode of Seinfeld, I feel like if they were sitting there and they're like, hey, remember when we were all in that Chinese restaurant the one time? I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I do not look for continuity.
Yeah.
I look for cunts continuously.
So, you can find us at miscastcommentary.com. Email us podcast at miscastcommentary.com. Find us on Twitter at miscastpodcast. I should give out fucking fake ones this week. What the fuck is the matter with you? I'm at JK Finley. Todd's at miscast Todd. Definitely follow him now. Let him know how you feel. Hashtag woke. And then what else? Instagram
sponsor Pepsi.
Oh god,
drink it.
Coke's good. Like Coke's good. Stock is like flying up now.
They're going to get it. We're going to the one line. The first call on the hotline, it's Pepsi.
Yeah.
Cease and desist all showing of our product.
Yeah. You can't even drink it off camera.
We can tell by the gulping that it's a Pepsi product.
Yeah. We have a certain fizz count that reacts to throats a certain way. It's a whole thing. It's science. Instagram, follow us at Miscast Commentary. I'm at JK Finley there. Call the number 289-769-3288. That's right. I remembered it, folks. Yeah. Any other time you heard and I said, look up the number, it's because Daddy didn't remember the number.
That's right.
And I don't have it written down nearby.
There's a lot of rings. Yeah. Just let it ring.
Yeah. Even though we agreed that I would write something down and then put it somewhere so we had the information that we wanted to have, and I never did it.
Oh, it came off in the rain.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how we're always recording with all this electronics out in the rain? You get it.
We live on the edge. We live dangerously.
Yeah. Well, it's true, because we talk about my wife sometimes. She's just over there. It's a problem for me. She's going to divorce me, but I'm not going to find out until it's way too late.
She's gone.
She's just going to ask me one day when I'm like probably when I'm getting set up for this, she's like, oh yeah, by the way, can you just sign this for a second? It's a permission form for the kids. Yeah. Just boom. And then I wake up in the morning and everything's like, even the bed I was sleeping on is gone. Because she like gave me like a ketamine shot in my ass while I was asleep and just rolled me off the bed and movers came in. Wow, this is getting dark.
It's like a dream you just had. Like today.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're going to see you next week because I don't really know how to come back from this.
I don't either.
I don't know. All right. Take care. Oh.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.